Clarissa is out for her brother's graduation. Yeah. Maddie will be here 30 minutes late, and we got Bree over here waiting. And then we got 2 coming up.
Good. Hey, we got a couple of new girls on the team for the 99s. Coach Jomi wants you to introduce your 99s.
All right, ladies. First of all, we've got Ryan. Ryan, hold your hand up. Wave to everybody. She's on the 99s team. Everybody say hello. And then we've got Kira. Kira, hold your hand up. She's also on the 99s team. And Kirsten. Kirsten, where are you at? Right there in the blue. Is it Kirsten or Kirsten? Kirsten. All right. So she's also on the 99. So we got 3 new 99s this year.
All right. And then on the 2000s, we got Elena, who joins us, and I think that's it. Is that the only? Yeah. Yeah. What up? Who's joining us?
Hey, Tori. Where's Tori? Your hair.
I can tell.
Oh, hey, Tori.
The new girls, before you leave today, make sure you get, if you don't have a mental toughness book in your journal, you need to pick those up. Raise your hands if you still have your journals.
Oh. I'm not using
the journals. Good.
Do you have any more of those?
Ah, yes, but you have to earn it.
What?
Yeah, a lost journal is priceless.
I didn't say I lost it. I just said, do you have any more?
Because you should have tons of information in that thing already, right? Tons.
Sure.
Because you've been in tournaments where you've learned new things. You've been to camps. Your school ball season just ended, so you've got all kinds of information to put in there. All right, so make sure that you have a journal and make sure you have your mental toughness book before you leave today if you are a new ball player. If you are a returning ball player, you get to see me. We'll work out the exchange plan, the purchase plan for you to get another one. Oh, it takes no money. Don't worry about it. It's all blood, sweat, and tears at this point. Sweat equity. Sweat equity.
If it involves sweat, then it's probably going to include tears.
Yes, that is correct. So here's the deal. Understand you got 2 teams out here today, and y'all know that 99s and 2000s. We will practice together. That affords us a great opportunity to do some inter-squad scrimmaging and some situationals. The next 2 practices, we will be doing nothing but our team communication stuff. All the things that we need to do so that when you get out on the field, you know how to communicate with one another. I hope, and you're going to get to field a lot of ground balls, and you're going to get to field some fly balls and whatnot, but that's not our focus today. Our focus today is going to be on the communication side. When we have first and third situations, our bunt coverages, our catchers have to learn new signals. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to do in 2 practices, and so we're gonna take this opportunity to really drill on those things. Before we get started with that, does everybody know the coaches? Raise your hand. You new girls probably don't know the coaches. Coach Jomi is head coach of the 99s. Coach Rob is assistant coach of the 99s. Coach Virgil is assistant coach of assistant coach of the 99s. I'm the head coach of the 2000s. Coach Sean is assistant coach of 2000s. Coach David is assistant coach of 2000s. Coach Shepard is high school coach at Smyrna High School, and he's out here to also assist with all of us. He's going to be working with pitchers, catchers a lot today, along with, as we get deeper into it, he'll be working with some of the infielders as well. So respect these men, all right? If they ask you to do something, it's as good as done, all right? These are your authority figures on this team. As the 2000s go into tournament play and as the 99s go into tournament play, obviously you're not going to have, the 99s won't see me at some of the tournaments. But that doesn't mean you don't respect the things that you learn and see out here and us as your coaching mentors, okay? When we talk about the expectations, I want to lay out a couple of ground rules as we move forward. Number 1, understand that excellence is a habit, and so is mediocrity. And if you're comfortable with mediocrity, then you're on the wrong team. This year we're going to push you harder than you've probably been pushed before. For those of you that have expectations or aspirations of playing at another level, your time is running out, particularly you 99s. The other thing is we also want to teach life lessons through this. As you go out for that first interview, you want to be prepared. As you go out to go to college and experience the college life, you want to be prepared. And that doesn't come easy. There's nothing easy about that. How many of you went to and saw Coach Smith the other night at the clinic? Y'all, did she have an easy time of it? No, she didn't. It was a tough time. In fact, she went to a college and played ball, and the program folded on her. And so she had to then go scramble and go find another program. And now she's coaching, and that perseverance, a lot of that was the mentality that they had, believe it or not, on her high school softball team. They were hard. If you play for a couple of the local area high school coaches can be hard, and that's by design. They're preparing you for life. So I want you to understand that excellence, if you're going to get out here and be good at something, you got to prepare for it. It doesn't come to you naturally. It does not come to you naturally. So when we go out to practice today, you need to be asking yourself, how hard are you going to practice? You practice at an even kill and no big deal, you're not going to get better. So I want to see some tails getting busted today. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
When we come out here, I want you to look sharp, because I believe if you look sharp, you play sharp. Shirts are always tucked in, your shoes are on at the time we start practice. If you're on time, you're late. So make sure you get here. I understand we got girls traveling, coming from farther away, and those are exceptions, granted. If you're having to drive from Manchester or Cookville, I get that, we got, particularly at 2 o'clock, you're busting out of church to get here. But get here ASAP and get your stuff ready to go, and let's hit the field and start working. Because we'll only have a certain amount of time, particularly after the season starts. We'll only be practicing for, Tuesday, Thursday, a couple hours a day. So let's be ready to go, okay? We are what we call a class team. And I'll open this up and I'll ask you, what makes us a classy team? What makes us a classy team? Huh? You can answer.
Scrappy.
Scrappy, okay. What is it? Behavior. Attitude. What else? The mentality. It's like your whole mentality. So a couple of biggies is your pride in your team. The way you look and the way you play and the way that you act on and off the field, you got to take pride in your Skyhawks. You play. You've heard the old adage: you play for the name on the front, not the name on the back. Take pride in the fact that you're part of an organization that not only cares about you, wants to see you grow into to be a great woman of character, to be successful. These guys all love you guys. They're out here because they're passionate about the game. They're passionate about seeing you succeed. So make sure that you take pride in that. Attitude. Somebody mentioned attitude. If your teammate is struggling, man, you better be there to pick her up, because guess what? She's going to be standing beside you on the game field. So if she's struggling out here, you guys need to be right there with her, picking her back up, because number one, we all make mistakes, and a lot of times it's really easy to get down on yourself. And if you're not making mistakes, you're way underpaid. You could be demanding a whole lot more than you're getting right now. So understand, mistakes are part of the game. I tell this to you guys a lot of times, but in order, the girls who are in the Softball Hall of Fame, there's one girl in there that batted 300 in her career. 300 batting averages in the Softball Hall of Fame. So how many times did she fail out of 10 times to play? 7 times. 7 out of 10 she failed. Failure is a part of softball. Failure is a part of athletics, and failure is a part of life. In fact, some of the best lessons you will learn in life will be because you failed at it. And I hope you try. I hope you try things that you never thought were possible, and you fail at it, because that teaches you valuable lessons. All right? When we come to practice, I better not see a cell phone. If I see a tweet, Twitter, Instagrammy, whatever you want to call it, go out there in practice time, mark yourself absent for the first tournament, because you will not be playing in it. When you're out here, we work. When we go to tournaments, if we take long breaks, you can have cell phones. and I'm talking about 3 to 4 hour type breaks. If you go where we're going to leave and go off the premises to go do lunch or whatever, cell phones are fine. But if you're sitting in the stands and watching an opposing team play, and you're supposed to be doing what? What are the 3 letters we talk about? SMSing, right? SMSing for the next game, and you're supposed to be resting on those benches and preparing. Then texting with your friends is not part of that. So cell phones disappear during tournament time. You can miss it for a day. Trust me, these guys grew up without cell phones. Look at them, they've turned out fairly normal. For the most part, we didn't have cell phones. You can live without them, all right? Social media can wait for a day or two while you're playing a tournament. I want you totally focused on your team. I want you making sure you're sitting together. I want to make sure that you guys are bonding with one another. We got some new players on this team. Shouldn't take long for you to bond. You got to jump in there quick and mix it up. Because, man, we're going at it this year. Several college exposure tournaments on each of our schedules. There's no time for us to play tiddlywinks and think that we got, you know, rec ball tournaments we're playing. Not playing that crap. So get to know each other tight and get to know each other quick, and let's get busy, all right? The mentality that we should have is a blue-collar, lunch pail mentality. We are not an elite team. I never want to be that. I want to be the team that comes out here and busts tail and beats everybody on our hard work. Not because we've got 20 blue chippers that are going D1 tomorrow. All right? I know from our past history, 99's playing in a lot of finals in a lot of tournaments. Our 2000s won the 16U state championship last year at the end of the season. I know we can compete, and I know we can play with some really good teams. It always requires you, though, to be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Every single time you toe this field, learn something. Every single time you toe the field, learn something. All right. What we're going to do now is, since we've got any questions regarding anything that I've talked about, make sure you're in your journal daily. After practice, go home. I'm going to teach you something today. These guys are going to teach you something today you did not know when you walked out of here. And if we don't, we haven't done our job. So when you go home, you ought to be in that journal documenting what you've learned. Because I'm going to come back and ask you, if the winning run is on third base and a deep fly ball goes to left field and there's less than 2 outs, do we catch the ball in foul territory or do we let it drop?
Let it drop.
You let it drop. That ought to be in your journal. Alright? Those are situational kind of things that I want you to know. I want you to know. You ought to go home today and write down your first and third situations. You're going to learn them all today. There's 5 of them. And it's going to be similar to what we did last year, but some differences. Go home today and write them in your journal.